all too often we're shooting for something in our lives and we want all the success and we want all the bells and whistles, but you got to understand there's an investment. What do you think the key distinctions are mindset wise for you that sets you apart from somebody else?
It's all about just doing it now.
But everybody's looking for the cheat code.
So if I handed them a book and said, do these 5 things, I would say probably 60 or 70% of the people will not do those
They
things.
won't.
They just think about it too long. I was scared to lose. I was scared to be at the top. I didn't want to fall down.
Yeah.
Shawn French, what up? This one look, I let the pain inspire me. I put my all in everything I'm doing. Up until it's done, I'm me for the entirety. I put in overtime, I be working. Just know I'ma go for mine, cause I earned it. They watching, I know it's time, I confirmed it. A whole society determined
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Determined Society. I'm your host, Shawn French. Before we get to introducing today's guest, please go like and subscribe on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff. Follow us on the socials at Determined Society and at the Shawn French on Instagram, SHAWN, by the way. I have an amazing guest today, a good friend of mine, Joe Pavich Jr. He sold over $1.9 billion here in Southwest Florida real estate. It's not all of who he is, but it's what he does. He's a true professional. He's a badass, and I'm happy to have him on the show.
Shawn, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Dude, fuck yeah, man.
Glad to be in the hot seat. I mean, with
it's a hot seat, you know, fireside chat with Frenchie, baby. It's funny because you mentioned to me one day, you're like, hey, if you ever need a filler. And I'm like, you motherfucker, man. Like, you know you're not a filler.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I mean, like, look, dude, like, I want to take this moment to edify you just personally. Like, you know, it's funny how things happen, right? I go down 41 all the time, see your ugly ass on the billboards. I'm like, damn, that guy gives a shit about marketing, gives a shit about his brand. You know, I bet you he's very successful. And then somehow we just connected. I can't even remember how, obviously, social media, but dude, like, you know, you have done so many amazing things in this community. Was like 10 years in a row, top, you know, #1 realtor in some association or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, just throwing numbers out here, but dude, like, let's get to the meat of it, man. Like, why and how? Like, that's a tough business, dude.
You know, Shawn, I laugh when you said that when in the beginning about 1.9. I don't know how it just happened over time, right? You know, you start small. It's like a snowball, right? Yeah. It starts little, and then you don't know where it's going to go, and all of a sudden it gets a little bit bigger, and then it fuels your fire to just push through. You know, I'm kind of wired in a way that I can only go 100 miles an hour. I don't like to procrastinate. I just get it done. I make it happen right away. The more in my head, the more I'm thinking about, I just want to do it, man. Get it done.
That clutter, right? That mind clutter.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people talk about procrastination and they label people as lazy. It's not laziness. It's clutter.
That's right.
And when you have a bunch of clutter in your mind, like, it's hard for people to move forward.
Yeah.
At what age did you find that you were able to declutter right away and just take action?
You know, it took a long time, really. And I feel like, you know, I'm 49 now. I'll be 50, you know, a couple months. So,
fuck, dude.
You know,
when's your birthday? What date? What's your actual birthday?
April 21st.
Oh, it's not a couple months. You got some time.
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah.
I'm not
a couple more skateboards.
I'm knocking on the door, but you know,
you're there.
I'm not quite
there. You're there.
But when you're younger, you know, you have this idea that you're going to just go out there and make money, right? You're going to be successful. And from like 15 to like 22, 23, in my mind, I was like, this ain't happening. I don't think I'm ever going to be successful at something because I just couldn't find the right fit, right? And all of a sudden I got into real estate and I just started kind of pushing forward. But I just, you know, I feel like in maybe my like late 20s and 30s, I started to really catch it. Shawn, I did martial arts for a long time.
Okay.
That was kind of my thing too. I did some.
He'll fuck you up.
I'm sure he will.
No, you.
Well, oh,
no, I'm talking to the audience.
Oh, yeah.
Not to fuck with you.
I might.
Yeah, you might.
But that kind of helped me as well. You know, just kind of letting things go. We did some Tai Chi and some things for the mental part of it, as well as some combat stuff. It was a lot of fun for a very, very long time. So I almost feel like it's something that's kind of in you. And I think sports has something to do with it too, Shawn. And I've seen some of your stuff. I mean, you're a baseball player back in the day, right?
A long time ago, man.
So I feel like in sports, in athletics, it's almost like you have to be a person that can clear your mind, right? You're not going to get hit every time. Maybe you did.
No, God.
Maybe you got to hit every time.
Especially when I got to LSU, I was rarely getting hits.
That's pretty special, but it helps you, right?
Yeah, it does. And, you know, to your point, like when you're an athlete, this goes for everybody listening and watching right now. When you're an athlete at a young age and you go playing collegiate sports or even professional sports, there's a certain chamber in your mind that's a little different than everybody else's. And I know a lot of people are going to hop on here and say, well, fuck you. I was in band and it takes a lot too. I'm not saying that it doesn't.
Sure.
But when you're in sports, everything is so amplified, especially nowadays, that you are always judged based on your performance. And so when athletes grow up, they're used to regimens, they're used to systems, they're used to processes.
Yeah.
And then going out there and work with intentionality. And then when you get onto the playing field or the court or whatever it is,
Sure.
you just react.
That's right.
And then there's your result, right? That's like the macro result of all these different micro movements.
Yeah.
But what happens is we're already trained to go into the workforce, like being a real estate agent or a podcast or a salesperson, and execute systems.
That's right. Yeah. And as a dad, I feel like I've gotten even better with it. My oldest son's 14. So, I was 35. And you got to be a leader, right?
Yeah.
At a certain point too. So when your kid's out there in the baseball field and you're telling him, Joey, don't worry about your last hit. I don't care if you struck out 7 times in a row. He wouldn't strike out 7 times in a row.
Yeah, that's that.
I hope not.
It might happen,
But it happens. However, get 3 hits, and now you're batting 300.
Yep.
You bat 300 in the big leagues.
That's a
You get
career,
paid.
man. It's a career.
But
Shit, you can hit 220 in the big leagues. now, like-
yeah, that's right. With 50 home runs, you
Yeah.
get the big.
Did you see that?
big
Hold on.
paycheck.
Segue here. Do you see the stupid shit about the potential new Manfred rule that he wants to introduce, the golden bat rule,
No.
to where at any point in time, no matter the situation or where you're at in the fucking lineup, you can call on your best hitter and they can go hit.
Get out
I
of
will
here.
fucking burn the
Wow.
world down.
I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
I could never. I don't know if it's real.
Yeah, I can't.
Like I want to fact check it.
Yeah.
Let's be like Joe Rogan now. Hey Ryan, can you fact check that? But
That's
I just think that like if that really happens, that is really fucking sad.
That's not good.
No, it's catering to people that aren't real baseball fans, and it's catering to instant gratification.
Yeah.
And that
that's
is
right.
what's wrong with the world right now.
Yeah.
Would you stop watching
insane.
baseball? Because I would.
Yeah.
I'd be done.
I might.
I'd be done.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the baseball this last season, did you watch the World Series?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good series.
It was a great series.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Shohei,
Yes.
Aaron Judge,
Wow.
pretty special.
The fan in New York ripping off Mookie Betts' freaking arm.
Never seen that. That
was
insane.
wild,
That's
dude.
insane, by the way.
What, dude?
He had him in an arm. He had him in like an arm bar too.
No, it was he was submitting him. Like they were only missing the fucking octagon.
Tap, right?
Tap out. What? See, that's something interesting to me, because don't worry, audience, we'll get back to where we were going, but I just have to know, why would someone think that's okay? I don't like. And his response was, "This is my area, and I protect my." Motherfucker, you're not on the payroll.
Yeah.
Sit your dumb ass down, drink your beer, get a hot dog.
That's right.
Watch your Yankees lose.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you, but that to me was just, why do people do that?
It's insane.
But what is it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so bizarre. Maybe get the limelight, be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but that's a fame that I don't think
You don't want to be that guy.
I mean,
you don't want to be the Bartman. Was it Bartman, right?
Yes,
you
dude,
don't
that
wanna-
poor
you don't
guy,
want- yeah.
man. Oh my God. That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's go back to, I think we were talking about real estate and just in the mindset of athletes and then going into careers and what makes it, easier to transition. What was, when you talked about the time from your 15 to 22, what kid knows what he wants to do? What kid actually does think they're going to create some type of success outside? Because I think it's too early to know.
Yeah, it is. It's almost like when you're 10, 11, 12, you see what your parents do and you think, oh, right, this is, I could do this, right? And then you realize when you're that age, man, I can't do this. This is hard. It's hard, right? The value of a dollar, appreciating the value of a dollar when you're a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you become a dad. And then now you got kids to take care of, and you're going to sell more to take care of what you got going. And then when you're a grandparent and their kids, right? Now they got responsibilities. It's that evolution, right?
Yeah. That's a lot of pressure. So you were 35 when you had your first son. I think I was 32, 33 maybe.
Yeah.
And might have been 34. And I suck at math, so I'm not going to even fuck up my show right now to go backwards and try to subtract and carry the one and all that bullshit. But what I'll tell you is there was a certain amount of pressure as it got closer to the time where he was going to get here. I remember sitting in the nursery, folding all the clothes and, doing all of that. We went cloth diapers. And I just remember breaking down crying.
Yeah.
Because I was going to be responsible for another life.
That's right. All this pressure, role model, you're the guy.
Bro,
right?
everything. Like everything. We're just like keeping that motherfucker alive.
Yeah.
But when he was born, all that went away.
Isn't it crazy? You do anything for him. Anything.
So your point is like, being a leader and showing our children what it's like to not just be a man, but, a great spouse, professional. There's still a lot of pressure there, man.
Yeah.
Does that play into account your decision-making on a day-to-day basis?
Not really. No, I try not to think about that stuff. Yeah. It's almost like I don't really sit back and think about all the things I do. It's like when you said in the beginning, the intro about the 1.9, I laugh because you don't really think about that. You just do what you got to do. But I'm only wired one way, Shawn. I think it's to just go 130 miles per hour all the time. You're always on, but it doesn't feel like I'm on because I'm just wired that way.
Do you ever experience burnout because you're going 130 miles an hour at a time?
I don't.
Because here's the thing. Because I want to see if there's a distinction. Okay. I think you're 130 miles an hour because I've watched you, and I know you. I think you're 130 miles an hour in intentionality, not in grinding.
Yeah. No,
I think there's a difference.
Yeah, there is.
Right?
There is.
Because if you're 130 miles an hour on intentionality, then the production comes.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the strategy, you don't have the focus in that strategy, you can execute it, that 130 miles an hour physically, or that hustle culture, you'll burn out.
Yeah, you will. Yeah. So I'll tell you an interesting story because like in probably 2013, 14, things start getting a little bit busy in real estate, right? I remember sitting in the office and I was with a client and my phone was, up so I could see when it was buzzing. And I'm talking to this client and I'm sweating because I'm just watching my phone buzz.
Yes.
You've been there. I'm sure you've been there. And it's hard. I'm focusing on him, but I'm looking at my phone and I started sweating. And I'm thinking of all the things I have to do when I get done with this guy, right? All of a sudden, I think when I left, I ran an ad for an assistant. I'm like, I need an assistant to help me pick up that phone, help me manage, right? A couple of years later, it happened again. I hired another one. I hired another one. I hired another one. And then, then they're doing all the calls for me for the most part, not like doing deals for me.
Yeah, of course not.
Hey, Shawn, sorry I missed your call. Joe missed your call. He'll call you back. And that's what they would do for me. So we had a really good system. And then during COVID, things started to shut down, right? And I felt myself kind of pacing around the house thinking, man, like I got 4 full-time assistants, 5 billboards, commercials running all the time, postcards going out, school, cars, work, advertising, it's a lot, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
Really concerned. My team called me up and said, Joe, are we fired? I said, hell no, you're not fired. I said, but just take this time to just kind of, unwind a little bit because it's going to get busier.
Yeah, and it sure did, man. Talk about that because after, COVID, like all that initial, all those Northerners started coming down and wanted to buy houses here. So what was that experience like for your business?
It was pretty crazy, actually. I don't love those markets that much, even though you would think the market's crazy. You got to be loving it. You got to be making so much money. I kind of don't really like, it's not really like, that's not really my thing is to like do well when everybody else is doing great, right? It's almost like you want to stand out through good times, bad times, and make it happen whenever, right? So the phones would ring. People were coming down, flying down. They were looking at multiple properties. There was bidding wars going on left and right. Shawn, if you weren't paying cash,
you weren't getting the house.
No. However, this was always a debate between me and my wife. We talk about this. Okay. She says, everybody coming down is paying cash. I said, they're not paying cash. They're writing up cash offers, getting a mortgage with no contingency, making it, appear on the contract, 45-day closing, cash deal. I'll find a way to get to closing. Don't worry. That's what they were doing.
That's wild.
So yeah, it was crazy though. Homes were, going up in value crazy and the appraisers were going crazy. Home inspectors were going crazy. And, that market's kind of fueled with a little greed because it's more and more and more and more, my home, the value is not up high enough. I'm going to wait until it goes even higher and higher and higher. And all of a sudden, now it goes the other way fast.
It
right?
sure did.
Because it's going the other way right now.
It sure is, man.
Yeah. And, people that didn't sell, they're, we're working with people and.
Yeah. It's so funny you mentioned that, because there was a moment during all that upswing where I looked at my wife. I'm like, I think we sell now because it's going to be the most we're going to get for our house. But then it was like, but we're going to pay almost double for the next house. So it's like,
you're just moving money around.
We're moving money around here. We're in a beautiful home. It's brand new. Let's just stay put. Now I'm thinking, I looked at my, my neighbors, they're selling their house and it's been on the market forever. And they dropped to 680, same exact model, pool. I'm like, fuck.
I know.
Like, that's not good, man. And for, I know there's people out there, I'm like, wow, 680, the reality is that things got so out of control here with, with values and everything that, like, dude, like, I stand to lose, well, not lose because it was never mine. Fan of money if you don't use it.
That's right. Equity, right?
Yeah, right.
Pillow.
But dude, it's like, I look now, I'm like, if I sell now, I'm not going to make any money.
Yeah. And it does get to a point where if you have a lot of equity in a home and you sell that home and you cash out, you win.
Yes.
Right? Because you just cash out.
Yeah.
If you move to another property that there's no area where you're going to sell for here and buy for here.
No.
That's not unless you bought in just a different area, right?
Yeah.
The only problems I would say in this market is I think people are getting close to what they paid now. If they sell it, they walk over, they all the closing costs and everything, they break even or more. You don't want to get in the red, that's for sure.
No.
So if you have equity in your home, it's a great spot.
We bought that home for $337.
Yeah. So,
and we could probably sell it for $680.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
We've owned it since 2019.
Yeah. And the home that you buy is going to be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So whoever, if you bought a home for, for $750 and somebody paid $350, they're making money on you, you're making money on them. And that's the way it goes. And it's funny because a lot of times buyers are so focused on what other people pay for a home. How much do they pay? They want to know that, to know how much money that they're going to make on them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're going to make money on the next one. They're going to make money on their home.
Sure.
That's just the way it goes, right?
So let me ask you a question, because this is what the audiences really love to hear. Like, we're listening to the real estate story and I get told the audience, like, hey, hang tight, we'll get to it. You have a level of success in this community, right? Whether you're keeping track of, dollars sold over the last 10 some odd years, but there's a difference, right? There's a difference between you and another realtor that potentially has been in the game as long as you, but it's not having that much success.
Yeah.
Or the success at your level. What do you think the key distinctions are mindset wise for you that sets you apart from somebody else?
Well, it's all about longevity, being able to do it for so long. It's like baseball, right? If you had 30 home runs for 2 years, cool. 30, 40 home runs for 20 years, now we're talking, right? Your consistency. But I think part of it for me was always I was scared. I was scared to lose, right?
Okay.
I was scared to be at the top and I didn't want to fall down.
Yeah.
Because when I started, I got these old papers, Shawn. They're yellow newspapers. They're yellow, Shawn. They look like they're from the 1920s, these newspapers. And if you look back at a lot of the ads that were placed out there, you see a lot of names that are gone. They just got out of the business at some point. And I think people get really comfortable. They get complacent.
Yeah.
And they just sit back and they go, I got this. I think I never really looked back and said, I got this. Even selling as much as I have sold, I still got to grab the phone, right? I still have to get the reviews. I still got to send out postcards. I still got to do email blasts. And I still got to be optimized on social media organically and pay-per-clicks,
Yeah.
And you got to do commercials and TV. You got to have a team. So real estate is not what people think it is.
No, and I think, but also the clear distinction too, man, outside of mindset, I'm just listening to this. A lot of realtors that I talk to, it's just like, yeah, I'm out there, I'm canvassing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you're doing all of it.
Yeah.
You understand the marketing game.
Yeah.
You understand that you can send me postcard after postcard. I'm not going to notice it until probably month 12.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, who the hell is
Who is this guy? And then I stop.
Who is
Because
JPJ?
because nobody calls.
Right.
At month 12, most people would stop.
Yeah.
Right.
But
After they've just wasted 10, 15 grand on postcards. And month 14, you might want to call me. But I didn't send a postcard.
Then you forget. And then I go to Sprouts and I see your face.
It's like an AC, right?
Yeah.
Your AC, free AC check, AC check, right? You get a million postcards. Your AC breaks. The person that sent you 100 postcards doesn't send you one that month, and there's another company, right? You may pick up the phone and call them.
You might.
Yeah.
You might, because people are too lazy to Google. Like,
Yeah.
what was that guy's name again?
What's his name?
'Cause they'll
Yeah.
forget.
That's right.
But
This
they won't
is a free check.
But they won't
right
forget
here.
the face.
Yeah.
They won't forget the face. I just think it's important to talk about winning in this aspect. All right. Because there's a cost to it.
Yeah.
There's an investment. And I just want to address the audience really quickly is all too often we're shooting for something in our lives and we want all the success and we want all the bells and whistles, but you got to understand there's an investment. It's an investment in time. It's an investment in resources, potentially financially as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody talks about it takes money to make money.
That's right.
But everybody's looking for the cheat code.
Yeah. There is no cheat code.
Tell me about that, man. What would you
They want to
tell me?
make $1 million tomorrow. It's all about just doing it now, right? We talked about that a lot, Shawn, you and I. Doing it now, right? A lot of times people wait until tomorrow to start doing something. I think if we all do it now, today, and just go 100 miles an hour, but just keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
It's not something where if somebody asks me, hey, Joe, I want to get my license. What do you think I should do? Well, I could give you a book. I'm going to write a book one day.
Oh, you are?
I want to, yeah.
I want you to.
One day.
That'd be great.
So if I handed him a book and said, do these 5 things, Shawn, I'm going to give you a high percentage. I hate to use a high percentage like this, but I would say probably 60 or 70% of the people will not do those things.
They won't.
They just think about it too long. And
They think about it. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, they just think about it too long. And next thing you know, it's 2 years down the road and nothing's happened.
I think we judge things too much, right? So we get this idea and we get, I'm going to do this, or this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then they get the plan. They look at it. I'm like, okay, but what if this doesn't work? What if this doesn't work?
That's right.
And that really gets people off track, whether it's, nutrition and fitness, whether it's building a podcast, whether it's building a successful real estate brand. It's like, you have to be willing to put those horse blinders on, dude.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to,
At
right?
all
Because if you don't, if you're looking at somebody else's plate, if you're looking at what everybody else is doing, you're going to lose.
Yeah, that's right.
You have to stay fucking focused on what you're doing.
And also too, keeping positive and being a good, dad and a good hard worker. But also when other people are doing good things, when you get to an age where you could really appreciate other people's success.
I love that.
And that's hard for people to do. And that's what I do that.
Yes, you do.
I like to see success in other people.
I think what's crazy is there's too many people out there trying to compete with people directly.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, just be the best you can be.
That's right.
Whether, like whatever you're building, just go kill it.
Yeah.
Get the success and cheer others on.
Yeah.
Because here's the flip side. So many people get out there and say, no one's cheering for me.
Yeah.
Well, who the fuck you cheering for?
That's right.
You expect people to cheer for you and you're not fucking cheering for anybody?
Yeah.
Like, I fucking go engage on, whenever I see one of your podcast clips, I engage. That's my fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
that's
too.
my guy.
Yeah.
I want you to be successful. I don't give a shit that because you have a podcast and I have a podcast, I'm in competition with them. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
We both, we talk a lot and we talk about things that I've done on my show. I'm like, hey, like I think this will help. Like, try this. Like, I want you to blow up. And I think that's part of the reason why some people quit early, because they're all alone, but it's also by choice and they don't realize it.
Yeah. And you have to realize there is no celebration. Look how good Shawn's doing. Like you're a humble guy. Everybody looks up to you and what you do in your business, right? I mean, you've built a name for yourself, right?
And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know that though, right?
But you are, right? And I don't know that, but apparently I am too.
Yeah.
And, there's people that you look up to that look up to other people, that look up to other people. There's this, it just keeps going, right?
Yeah.
It never ends. I think the good thing about it is if you get to a point where you're complacent and just happy with, 100,000 followers or whatever, on social media, or 1 million downloads, right?
You're not satisfied.
And I love that about you. And that's when I realized that you and I are I would have liked to have been on the same baseball team as you. We could have
That'd been fun.
We could have been third and fourth. In the
We would
lineup
have.
system.
We would have been caught in the bars together too, probably. Womanizing, you handsome son of a bitch.
But to not be happy with that means that you're an overachiever, right? And I think a lot of people get to a point where they're just happy with where they're at, and other people just are never happy and complacent. They just keep going, right? 1.9 billion, yeah, okay, I sold that. but I want more than that. I want to just continue to do the same thing over and over again down the road and just be, the guy that just could hit 40 home runs for 40 years,
That's a good point. It's crazy too, because like that 1 million for 2024, we're approaching 1.1 now. I think we'll probably end right around 1.2.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's crazy to me.
It's nuts.
I think I got about 2 downloads right now, Shawn. Me and my wife.
I'll download. I'll listen to your show.
You probably downloaded mine.
I'll double.
You probably
I'll double
downloaded
you.
mine too. But it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
So a lot of people look up to you for what you do because you're the man.
I appreciate it, man. But here's the point, though.
You don't think of it that way.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm grateful for the support.
Yeah.
From the audience, from my friends, from my wife, from my family. But what I'm most interested in is like, how do I take that 1.2 million and turn it into 1.2 million a month?
Yeah.
And then 2 million, then
that's
3
right.
million, and 4 million. Because here's the thing. If that's happening, then more people are being impacted.
Yeah, you're right.
More people are hearing the message. And I think that right now in the world, that's what people need.
Yeah.
But for me, man, it's just like a look at it. And every big milestone, like you're happy for that moment.
Yeah.
And the next day it's gone. It's already done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so for me, I don't know about you, but like sometimes after a big milestone, I'll go emotionally.
Yeah.
Because you build that up. You build that up and you place the value on that.
That's right.
1 million. But when the 1 million is done, it's Thursday.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah. And it's amazing because you feel like there's going to be some feeling, right, of achievement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I did it. I did this, right?
Yeah.
When you get there is no confetti. There's no celebration for you.
Tough, dude.
It's just you and you're there. It's the run, right? It's when you got to 100,000, 200,000. Then you want to get to 500,000, right? 750. Holy shit. I'm at 1 million, right? It's amazing though. That's the fun part though.
Yep.
You know what I mean? My social media right now, I'm doing a lot of stuff and I love, Shawn, doing what I'm doing. Social media is pretty fun to me. Actually.
It's fun. I like it.
But, I look at how many people click and like and everything else. Am I happy with that? No. But am I enjoying building it? Yeah. Hell yeah. That's the fun part.
Yeah. And it's funny, like the ones that aren't clicking it are the ones that you're making the most impact on. Because some people will like scroll through and mindlessly, oh yeah, it's Joe, click.
Yeah.
But they're not listening to the message.
That's right.
And then you have people that are engaging in a different way. And I had a friend reach out to me probably about 6 months ago. And he just thanked me because I think it's indirectly, but he said directly, I helped him.
Nice.
He was struggling with certain things in his life. I helped him turn his life around. And I love this dude tremendously. I've known him for a lot of years.
Yeah.
That's what I'm after. So, and there was, at that time, there was no post engagement. I didn't even know he was paying attention.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage you, because people that aren't like taking that action, on your post or on your podcast, doesn't mean they're not listening.
Yeah, you're
it
right.
doesn't mean you're not impacting.
You're right. You're right.
Wild.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
It's funny because I kept seeing, Shawn French. And I'm like, you always popped up, right? Then,
Did I really?
yeah. And
That's cool.
And I'm like, I know this guy. I know this guy. And the more I was watching your videos is kind of some of the drive that you have is some of the drive that I have too.
Yeah.
Just in different different careers.
Yeah.
Same, but different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Positivity, getting up, working out, working hard, right? It sucks to get up in the morning and work out. Shawn, I hate it.
Yeah.
Okay. I work out at 5 o'clock, 5:15. It's like the only time I could actually do it. I hate it, but I do it every morning.
Yeah.
And it's some mornings where I get up and I'm like, let's go, man. I'm ready to go. I'm already on cloud 9 because I already feel great, right?
Yeah.
But it's the days where you feel like shit and you don't want to go. That's the days that makes the most difference for you.
People don't understand what that actually means though, right? And I think in my interpretation of it, and I want to hear your interpretation as well. My interpretation is making sure that your mind is stronger than your emotions.
Yeah.
And there's moments where my mind hasn't been stronger than my emotions.
That's deep.
Even recently with my, I talk about this constantly because I'm in the middle of it, is, my fitness, like my emotions were stronger than my mind over the last 6-7 months. And I'm paying for that now. And now I'm back on track. I'm working with my buddy Jeff Delaney. I'm getting right.
I see him every day at the gym.
I love that dude,
Yeah.
man. He's such a good dude. I was with him yesterday for, a couple hours,
Yeah.
or at his clinic, and then with him for about 30 minutes. But like the bottom line is I have to learn, right, in that pillar of my life, that your mind needs to be stronger again.
That's right.
And it's meal by meal. You walked in, I was chewing on some spinach and
It was healthy.
chicken.
Jeff
very
would be
healthy.
real proud of
I'm
you,
not
Shawn.
hungry. I am proud of myself.
No, Jeff would be proud.
Oh, Jeff, did you hear that? Jeff, you're gonna have to shoot him a text after you leave here. I saw Shawn eat spinach and grilled
He did.
chicken.
He did.
That son of a bitch. But that's my interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Mind stronger than your emotions.
That's deep right there.
Yeah.
I like that because that's what it's all about. It's like when I go to the gym, the sets and everything else and what body parts and all, I go through the routine, right? A lot of times it might be the same routines, but you push through, right? But as you're lifting, it's almost like you're getting rid of all the negativity that you had, that you felt maybe before you walked in, just getting rid of it. It's working out, it's pushing.
Yeah.
And then, the music you're listening to and, maybe a couple conversations at the gym here and there, but, Metallica blasting on my headset.
You're a Metallica guy. That's what you got going in your ears, huh?
Yeah, Metallica or even some rap.
Okay. Okay.
Blink, punk, rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, you're like
I'm all over the
here.
place.
So what hip hop do you like the best?
Hip hop, old school hip hop for sure.
Course, yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Shit, okay.
Mobb Deep.
Okay.
Like Mobb Deep.
God.
Go back to some of the bands that are more, or their groups that are more popular. Obviously, Run DMC. Of course, LL Cool J is pretty cool. Some of his old stuff. I do like a little Busta Rhymes as well. Who doesn't like Biggie, Jay-Z, Eminem?
Well, I mean, those are the dudes, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think, do you have to mention that? You know what I've gotten into like recently, and I mean, people are going to say recently, these dudes a G, is Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Like I've never been open to new hip hop.
Yeah, you shut the door.
I shut the door.
Closed the curtain on the new rap. Yeah, I did too.
I mean, Eminem,
yeah,
1 billion%. Anything that he comes out with, I'm all over.
Yeah, me too.
But for me in the gym, like it depends on what era of my life I'm in. If I'm really struggling mentally, because I do, right? Because life is hard.
Yeah.
And we can get in our own heads. I'll throw on this podcast called, I think it's Motiversity or something.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but like it has like Eric Thomas on it a lot, which is my guy.
Yeah.
And then, just a lot of people, and it's a compilation. Every episode's a compilation of just affirmation after affirmation of like, but not like you are strong. You're like, no, I get that. But like, it is just keynote conversation.
Yeah.
That just like lift you up big time. And I think it's so important what we put into our minds, right? Because we're consuming something.
Yeah.
But for me, it's mostly that. But like, dude, like honestly, man, like sometimes my daughters get me hooked on songs. Like they'll get me hooked on freaking Moana song.
Yeah.
They'll get me hooked on, Olivia Rodrigo.
Like, Shawn, that's one of the only things that sounds, smells, music, things like that bring you back.
Yeah.
Sure. One day you're going to be, your kids are going to be older, man. And you're going to hear that song and it's going to bring you back to sitting on the couch with your daughter watching Moana.
Oh, I love that movie.
Frozen, like stuff like that. My daughter was
yeah.
so young. We, Frozen and stuff. And even some of the songs you hear now, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Some of the songs that you hear now, your kids are going to remember, when they're older, and it's going to bring you back to hearing, be humble. Be humble.
I love that Kendrick.
Because you are.
I love that Kendrick Lamar song.
Yeah. It's probably one of his best songs.
It's so good. I probably play it 15 times a day.
Because it's a good beat.
It is a good beat, and I want the reminder.
Yeah.
Sit down.
I'm trying to get the kids in. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. I'm trying to get the kids into more of the old school stuff, and they do, but they don't let me go full force though.
They don't, huh?
They'll pick a song.
You playing Tupac for them?
Maybe Dear Mama or something that might be.
Okay, you're keeping it PG for them right now. They ain't gonna like Dear Mama.
No,
they're gonna want the All Eyes on Me.
That's right. Yeah,
that's what they want.
Tupacalypse Now.
Hit them up. That's
right.
what they want to listen to.
Yeah,
they want to listen to that. It's funny because you just brought something up, and it kind of, oh man, I had this thought and then I lost it. Damn it! Don't you hate when that happens?
It happens. It happens.
God, dang it! It's such a good thought too.
But good times, man.
Yeah.
It's really good times with the kids and everything else, man. Motivation. Now, you're a leader, right? And I was going to mention to you earlier. You're a leader to so many people, right? They watch your videos. You're all about pushing through, getting it done, making it happen. You know, same shit that I do, you know,
Yeah.
make it happen, get it done. Don't procrastinate, you know, whatever. But the fact that you look up to other people, which is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're a leader, there's no leader above you.
There has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you take on the world. Now you don't ask for help for anybody else. You just help.
Yeah.
When you just help people, right?
I think one of the main things that I love the most is when someone reaches out to me and I respond.
Yeah.
And they're blown away.
Yeah.
I had never thought you'd respond like, I am struggling. Like, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this, like, we all do. Like, I'm here for
We all got problems. There's a sign at my front door or in the laundry room, and it says, may your life be as great as it looks like it is on Facebook.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Because I think that's got a lot of negative things in today's day and age, right? You know, everything is so great. Everybody's doing so great, right? Post, smiles, happiness, and everything else. But everybody's got things that are going wrong, right? Some problems might be, you know, worse than others or less than others, but everything isn't as perfect as it seems out there. And I think that does bring people down a little bit, social media, because it just looks like everybody's, you know, living on cloud nine. We all have problems.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like also too, like I talk about my struggles here. And then what I put on my social media is just the product of whatever we cut up and whatever, you know, the parts of the conversations that we decide to use that's going to impact the most people. But I surely don't mean, and for people that are listening and watching, I surely don't mean to make it look like my life's perfect, because it's not. I struggle. We all struggle. We have struggles in our lives, in our marriages, just with ourselves every single day.
Yeah.
But like, how bummed would you be if I posted all the bullshit that's going through my mind, all the pain? Like, no one would want to, like, they're like,
Your
really?
subscribers would go down to like one.
I think there's only,
I'd be your subscriber.
see, that's great. I appreciate that. But you know my point? I know what my thought was. You talk about moments. This is something I really want everybody to latch onto that's listening, is all too often we go through periods in our life. Let's take COVID for instance. You know, I just switched over to medical device sales at that point, and then the world shut down.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get into the operating room to do my job, right? But thank God I had a guarantee for 6 months. Like, that was awesome. And I'm sitting up there in the loft, you know, in our room. You know, we have this big loft in our house, and you know, all the kids are up there playing. You know, my girls are doing like little karaoke on their little Frozen thing, and you know, my son's doing distance learning because he was in freaking kindergarten.
Yeah.
Now my youngest is in kindergarten. That fucking trips me out. But doing distance learning on a fucking computer screen, and I'm like, this is so miserable. I just want to sell this fucking house. I don't want to be up here anymore. I don't want to be in this loft.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, like even now, my wife goes, hey, come upstairs. I'm like, I don't want to be upstairs. I won't go upstairs.
Yeah.
I won't go upstairs.
It brings back
that.
time.
But then we'll be sitting there. And when you have these smart TVs are amazing, because my wife has it hooked up to her phone.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden all these memories start coming through,
Yeah.
and I start just crying.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at moments that I thought were so fucking miserable, and they were the best moments because watching my kids grow up.
That's right.
And I got to be there for it.
Yeah.
And so that's something that
That's interesting, and that's special because you took a time that was such a crazy time at the time, right? Looking back, you spent a lot of time with your kids.
Yeah.
You did a lot of things, right? It was a different time for sure. I have a similar one, Shawn. During that time, nobody was buying houses, Shawn.
Yeah.
World shut down. You couldn't even look. I mean, I would FaceTime people and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We still did look at homes, but nobody wanted someone in their home with COVID.
Yeah.
Nobody had a home that they wanted people coming in, you know, or vice versa, right? So I sat down and I drew with my kids.
Oh shit.
Drew. I always wanted to be a good artist, right? I wanted to be able to draw. And I'd see these little circles with the lines, you know, they draw a face and you'd have to, it's the symmetry and all that never could do that. And I started doing that with the kids. Let's figure out how to do this. Let's draw each other. Let's draw stuff. Jake, what do you want to draw today? Dad, I want to draw Roman Reigns.
That's cool.
Okay, buddy. You draw Roman Reigns. I'll draw Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a Macho Man Randy Savage. But we did that for you know, and I have these stack of drawings in this little binder, right? And it brings me back to that time.
And while we're sitting there actually doing it, you're trying to be a leader.
Yeah.
But in your own mind, you're thinking, what are we going to do here?
That's right. Yeah.
And then you look back at everything, all the bad shit you thought was going to happen didn't happen. And you have these special memories with your children.
That's right.
And so like, I just think our kids were blessed in that sense, right? Because it was a great pause, a great reset. And now, I mean, geez, dude, it's like, now I think like they expect me to be home 24/7. It's like, where are you going?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
That's right.
I got to go. What? You have to travel?
Yeah.
Where are you going? You know, but that's the point. It's like these memories, man, and these moments. Like if we just embrace what we're going through, even right now.
That's right.
Whatever everybody's struggling with, you're struggling with something, I'm struggling with something. Like what is it? Okay, embrace it. Let's work through it, because in 3 years, you'll look back at your pictures and be like, I fucking conquered that.
That's right.
And that's a win.
I made it happen.
Made it happen.
You know, as a father, you're always thinking too, like you don't do enough, right? And that's a struggle. I know you
That
have.
guilt,
I have that too.
Yeah.
But we do enough.
Yeah.
So we're around.
Yeah.
You start thinking about that. I don't even think about it, you know, now that we're talking about it, but you can't think about that because you do enough. You're around. You're a great dad.
It's one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
Like that.
I didn't do this. I should have done that.
Yeah.
I did this with him. I didn't do it with her.
Yeah.
Should do it with them. We should do this. We should do this. You know, you got to just do it.
And I'm
You
constantly.
can't look back. You cannot look.
You can't.
It's all about today, right? Today. Wow. Doing everything right now.
Sometimes you feel like you're alone in these things, right? It's like I don't know a lot of people that have dad guilt, right? Or express it.
Or admit it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have it bad.
Yeah.
I have it really bad.
But yesterday doesn't matter. And today and tomorrow's not here yet.
Yeah, man.
Let's worry about today.
I'm
with my boy right now.
Yeah, hell yeah,
talking about, you know, ways to conquer the world, right?
It's fucking awesome.
Ways to hold the world ransom.
Yeah.
For $1 million.
1 million. Do you have any plans for that?
No.
We can't. Well, we need plans. Dude.
Yeah,
If we're going to execute a
That's
plan,
right. That's right.
We're going to need to come up with a strategy here. So what's next, man?
You know, man, that's, you know, we got to do this stuff more often. I got to see you. We got to.
Oh, man.
You know, this is like a little therapy session as well.
Right.
We got to.
Welcome to my couch.
You know, once every couple of months, you know, get together.
Here,
and
drink
just,
this.
Yeah, that's right. Get together and just unwind. But it's interesting, Shawn. It's you know, you're the guy right now, right? And people look up to you, and you're looking up, and you want to just keep going up and up and up.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you can never do enough. But just be happy, man.
I appreciate that. You know, that's the thing. It's like staying the course, staying composed.
Yeah.
And just keep doing what we're doing and get better at it.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
That's it.
Tell me about the Joe Pavich Show, please.
Joe Pavich Show. It's all about the Joe Show, Shawn.
The Joe Show.
You know, it's funny because, all right, last summer, every day, right, kids are off school, working, this and that, you know, baseball, evolve.
Yeah.
You saw my swing, right?
Well, dude,
how's the baseball swing?
You know, dude, Danny's dad is
Danny's the man.
Like I'm best friends with his dad.
Yeah.
And I've known Danny for a very long time.
Danny's the man.
Yeah, he's great.
So I said, you know, we're hitting baseballs all day. We're doing this, we're doing that. Let's do something fun today. Told my dad and my son, Joey, let's go down to Naples to Adventure X. Let's go in a podcast studio and get uncomfortable for 1 hour. Put the headsets on, and we're going to just talk about life, right? My dad, things that he might not have known. My son may not have known about my father, vice versa. We just talked, right? At the end of it, I said, I kind of like this.
Yes.
This is kind of fun. And it wasn't that hard for me to do that. And I said, I'm going to start a podcast. So then I booked.
So then you did.
The NAR settlement.
Yep.
The whole real estate.
Yes,
thing
that
and
was
all
big.
that it was a thing, right?
Yep.
So I thought my first episode's going to be about the NAR settlement, and did pretty well. So I just keep going. Yeah. Now I got the studio going, but it's crazy because you'd say, Joe, you talk to people all day. To do another hour, people a couple times a week, how could you do it? Does it interfere with your work? Hell no. Yeah. It's an hour a day or an hour every couple days, you know, maybe an hour a week to sit down with someone, do a show, and have fun. I love this shit.
Yes.
I got to tell you.
It's the best.
It's so fun.
It's the best.
It almost feels like a hobby because I like it so much.
Yeah.
It's not, but it's like, I love it right now, right? There'll be a point where, you know, like when I get to, you know, a quarter of the way where you're at, it's no longer a hobby, right? The calls are coming in. Yeah. I saw your phone. Oh, it's insane. You were showing me a video, ping, 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 ping. You got people who want to be on your show. You want to get people on your show, getting a hold of people, people to respond.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Getting people to respond is hard.
It's interesting, man. But you know what? It's funny because like I did it for free for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that's the key.
Yeah, that's right. That's
can you do it for free?
Yeah.
Can you do it for free?
Yeah.
And can you be consistent for free?
Yeah.
And then when you make up that your decision on yes, I can, and then you get better and better and better. And your start is much better than mine was. Started in a fucking car.
Thank you.
You're in a beautiful studio. I love it.
I appreciate it.
I love it. I want to come.
Well, you never feel
I
like
want to do it.
Let's get on there.
Done.
But you never feel like it's that great because it's yours, right? But if it was your studio, I would say, Shawn, dude, that's the shit right there. That's great.
That's a good point, dude. And I think everybody listening and watching can relate to this. We don't look at ourselves the way that everybody else does. And so like when you're saying all these things, I'm like, I'm just doing a show.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what people out there are looking at or how they see me or how they view the show. You know, I can look at analytics and say, okay, it's popular.
Yeah.
But who are these people? Where are they at?
That's right.
What do they do for a living? What are they struggling with? How can I help them?
Yeah.
How can I be a part of their life in a different way? And when I am thinking about all those other things, I don't have time to think about, well, I'm doing a pretty cool thing here.
Yeah.
I know it's great.
That's such a cool thing to think that way.
Right. And I know it's
rare.
great. I know it's coming. I know what this is, but I don't spend time thinking about it.
Yeah. I think it's rare. Or maybe it's not.
Oh.
I don't know. But it's definitely the way that we're wired for sure.
Sure.
You just don't think you're doing, Realtor. I got that award, right, Shawn?
Yeah.
Realtor of the Year. And I didn't think I was going to get it. I really didn't. However, in my career, I spent so much time getting people to like me, doing the right thing, right? You get pushed around by a realtor or a buyer or a seller, and you just do the right thing every single time, getting along with your competition, as I was telling you. It's so important.
Sure.
And I've done that. They're all my friends.
Yeah.
So do I deserve it? Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah, it is.
Because I've done the right thing. These are all my friends, right? However, I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I did not expect it. I was
point.
definitely humbled by it, but it's a fun career and I got some really good people. But you kind of wonder sometimes like, did I deserve something? Do I deserve to be, do I deserve to get 1 million views or 1 million downloads, right? But it is what it is. You just did it.
Yeah.
It happened.
After
Best of luck to your next 10 million.
Thank you. Dude, I listened to my first show ever today.
How was it?
Fucking brutal.
You had to have killed it though. I mean, this is kind of your thing.
Dude, it was just, hey guys, it's me.
Yeah.
It's my very first one. I don't know how it's going to go.
It's like Howard Stern's first podcast or first show, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was nuts. It's like, I listened to it and I'm just like, how amazing, right? And how far have we come?
Yeah.
How far. And it's just like going back and listening to those though, it's just, then I went to my second one. I'm like, ugh. And I wouldn't listen to it. I was like, dude, I don't know how anybody listened to it back then.
Well, Shawn, nobody's really that comfortable with the way that they are on camera. Number one, on camera.
Sure.
Not many people love their voice, and a lot of people don't like the way that they look on maybe as they're doing a video.
I don't like. Yeah, right? No, I don't. That I'll agree with.
Yeah.
But the voice is something that when I was growing up, I hated the sound of my voice.
Yeah. And I think
it's the one thing that I love.
Yeah.
Now, right? It's
now,
like now.
And you should. But most people don't, right? They don't do things because they don't like the way that they look, but the way people portray them, it's not that way.
Right.
We hear our voice every day, every time we say something, right? Other people don't.
I think the message today is you hold so much more value in yourself than you give yourself credit for.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like we worry about where we're at current state instead of worrying about the impact we're making. And if we're making an impact, then we know we're doing what we were sent to this earth to do.
That's right.
Which is help people and and serve.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty deep.
It's pretty deep, man.
Yeah.
We went there today.
That's it, man. We went deep today.
It's deep.
Yeah.
But I think we covered so many things. We covered parenting, we covered business, we covered, working out, we covered COVID, drawing with your kids and, you know, all that good stuff. I just think that today's show was just indicative of everything that's going on in people's, in their own minds,
that's
and
right,
their own worlds. So they're not alone.
No, you're right.
But, thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Shawn.
Where can the listeners find you? Like your website, your
JoePavichJr.com, you know, Apple, Spotify, the Joe Pavich podcast, real estate, you know, phone number 239-910-0304. But you're going to be in all these different spots, right?
Yeah, man. It's so cool.
And hopefully I pop up.
I will make sure that we put all those links and everything in the show
Thanks, Shawn.
notes, so that way the audience can look at you, reach out to you. And yeah, man. But dude, thank you so much.
Shawn, appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
I'm humbled to be here with you.
It's humble to be here with you too.
Thank you, man.
So you guys heard my boy Joe. Amazing show today. Please don't forget to share the show, like, subscribe. And if you don't mind, would love a written review on Apple or even just on Spotify, just so I can know where you guys are at. I'm sure my email is out there everywhere. If you have a topic you want me to discuss on the show, please send me an email. We'll chat about it. Until next time, stay determined.
Shawn French, what up? This one luck, I let the pain inspire me. I put my all in everything I'm doing. Up until it's done, I'm me for the entirety. I put in overtime, I be working. Just know I'ma go for mine, cause I earned it. They watching, I know it's time, I confirmed it. A whole society determined success.